Well, my story kind of has a lot of idolatry, and it struggles with humility. And basically, I grew up Catholic. That was definitely rough. Never really had a relationship with Christ, or knew exactly what it meant to have a relationship with Christ. When I was little, my parents actually never really paid me much attention. As a little kid, you don't really understand what that means. Having someone gone like that, you just know they're not there for you. So I grew up kind of alone. And about 5th grade, I got a stomach illness that really caused some problems for me. I lost so much weight that I was just skin and bones, and I couldn't eat for 6 months. I actually went to school and I had to eat baby food when I went back because it's all I could hold down. It kind of led to me being made fun of even more, which was really rough. I didn't really have any friends to talk to or hang out with, and didn't really have anybody at home, so I grew up really alone. And got to middle school and started putting back on weight. And kids kind of thought that was a cool way to make fun of me, was because I was putting on that weight, so they started calling me fat and ugly, and just, I remember one day just breaking. This guy was making fun of me, calling me very vulgar names, and I beat him up. I literally resorted to physical violence, and that kind of started a really bad habit for me. It also caused me to have an eating disorder because I was so used to getting sick. Bulimia was really easy for me. So freshman year, I kind of went through the ugly duckling phase, you know. No real friends, didn't know who I was, didn't have a relationship with God because, you know, Catholic family, we just didn't focus on that. We went to church on Sundays, but that was it. It was just for the status, just for going. About 10th grade, one of my friends took me to a Methodist church for the first time, and it was completely different. It was a great opportunity just for me to really kind of find out about my faith, find out what I felt, what I thought about my parents being like, hey, this is where you need to go, this is what's right, just going on Sundays. And I really found God. I really found a relationship with Him. That summer I went on a retreat called Meta, and it changed my life. I really accepted Christ into my life, and I was feeling really strong in my faith. You know, I knew that was what I wanted to do, was just live for God. And I left there feeling amazing. Came home actually that next day, and it started the worst 6 months of my life. My mom actually resorted to physical violence on me. I remember her looking me in the eyes and going, who do you think you are, that you're better than me with your religion? You need to go pray about it. And just her smacking me across the face, and then pulling me up the stairs by my hair and grounding me in my room for the rest of the weekend. And I went back into my room and I just started praying in my closet. I flipped to a verse, 2 Samuel 22:17, and it was something that really stuck with me throughout those 6 months. It was what He did through that time. My parents started fighting. I remember my mom telling me it was my fault that my parents were fighting. It was my fault that all this stuff had gone on, that I was a bad daughter, that I was a bad Christian, a bad person. About 6 months after screaming matches, it was right before school, I just remember seeing my dad crying, saying, tell them what you're doing to me. And my mom just kind of screaming in my face, I'm divorcing him, and she left and basically ran away. So I was left without a mother. My family was falling apart. My mom moved to Indiana April of that year. I hated her. She was everything I didn't want to be. It kind of led to a depression for me. My senior year, I started off, I didn't want to talk to anyone. For a couple weeks straight, I would just cry the simplest things. And finally got to this point where I was like, that's enough. I'm done crying. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I'm done trying to pretend like I'm happy for everyone else. And I really just broke down. I didn't understand what was going on. I just broke down. I hit rock bottom. I kind of strayed from my relationship with Christ. I was just so focused on myself, so focused on my problems and feeling sorry for myself that I made my issues my idol. I made my parents' divorce the center of my life, losing my sister the center of my life. I just really hardened my heart to the world. I didn't want to get close to anyone. I didn't even want to think about friends or guys or any of that. I just wanted to be alone and be sorry for myself. I was so broken. And over the summer, before coming to college, I was torn between 2 different schools, and I just chose UAB, and I didn't know if it was the right choice. I was kind of scared going in not really knowing many people, not really knowing what I wanted to do. I had this plan of who I wanted to be in 10 years, my career I wanted, but I didn't really understand what all that entailed going to school. And so I came and I just prayed just that God would show me someone, show me a group of people that would just really keep me close to Him. And coming to Crew completely changed my life. I got a family who isn't going to leave me, who isn't going to judge me or blame me for things. I really started realizing how far gone, how far lost I had been. And in August, after one of the lessons at Crew, I went and I forgave my mom. I sat down and wrote a letter and really just kind of got everything off my chest. I was like, this is what you've done wrong, and this is how it's affected me. Like, this is how all these things have changed my life. This is how I'm forgiving you. This is how I love you. How I want our relationship to be something that I can honor you through, that I can honor God through. God's really opened up her heart, and she's really been supportive. She doesn't understand, but it's been really beautiful just seeing how God's worked in that relationship. And who I am today and who I was just coming to school is 100% different. I'm happier in Christ. I am more confident in His Word. I have a family. I'm no longer that broken, lost person who had idols and who just put herself before anything else, who was afraid to get close to people. God took all those walls and He broke them down, made something beautiful out of them.